Alright, welcome everyone to a new N8N video. Today we'll explain something I consider pretty basic. However, it seems this isn't so easily understood on YouTube, right? It's the common tendency when explaining a new workflow, for example, to just add a new node, okay? Adding a manual node or an AI agent, and then just using the first model we find. Generally, in most tutorials, we see ChatGPT and GPT-4 Mini or GPT 3.5 Mini. These models are used because they consume few tokens and require no configuration. They're left to handle responses or thinking on their own, trusting AI to do it right. But we can actually optimize this process, okay? A trendy process now is adding within the artificial intelligence section under other AI nodes and miscellaneous something called LangChain code, okay? It's a tool that allows us to also link it as an AI agent through models, memories, and tools, okay? But it lets us program these AI tools, deciding when to use one model or another. This allows us to control AI, giving it less freedom and ensuring more precise results that we want. Of course, some results don't need to be precise, and that's fine, but let's be real. In professional work, we want accurate results and to avoid AI hallucinations. What are hallucinations? Basically, it's when AI suddenly gives answers completely unrelated to what was asked. How can we avoid this? Well, we'll be discussing various practices. In this first video, we'll discuss key configurations we should be making, okay? For instance, when we add a new model, we have different options, right? Temperature is rarely discussed, but it's set to 0.7 here. So what happens? A temperature of 0.7, though medium high, is a temperature that generates creativity. Some might be wondering, what is temperature? Temperature is AI's ability to write beyond what we've asked for. The higher the temperature, the more emotional the output becomes. For Tarifa, for example, we want the temperature to be 0. Why? We want AI to be as accurate, precise, and rational as possible in its responses, right? And more efficient. If we're using a WhatsApp chatbot, a temperature of 0.7 might work well as it's more moderate, you know? For creating poetry or metaphorical speech, a higher temp like 1.5 might be what we're after. Got it? Keep in mind that as temperature changes, so do the costs, okay? It's not the same to generate short versus long outputs, right? Another config that's rarely discussed is top P. A top P of 1.0 is generally good, alright? Basically what top P does is control the probabilities, okay? It's used with temperature as they have similar functions, right? Top P focuses more on using interesting, sophisticated language, but if you overdo it and the temperature too, you get gibberish, got it? That's the gist of it, broadly speaking. Other options include limiting token count, which is important, response format if we want it in text, okay? Max retries if it can't give an answer on the first try, alright? This prevents repeated attempts and consuming sections or resources, you see? A timeout, right? Etc., okay? To limit its response, all these often overlooked settings that are quite important